up there on the
There's no video. The course
you
is
see those
closed.
guys come flying.
What did you say? The course is closed? They
Fly down the
flagged it?
backstretch and then throw the car over the berm, 10, 11, through the...
Start. Okay, there we go. Wild on from Rio. Is that where it is? You're from that Wild on show? All right.
Hi, my name is Nicole Elion, and we're at the MA Audio booth. We're here in Portland, Oregon. We're at the kart racing here. This is my first time here, but thank you for coming. And I'm having a great time, if you ask me. I just wanted to say hi to everybody out there, and hi to everybody in Portland. And I'm from LA, so I don't get to see Oregon very much, but thank you.
Information through there. The card is for normal track magic dealers, and I think it's going to be very popular.
Nice job by Matt Sager.
Here, obviously.
Alrighty, folks, our next rider is currently in Provo, Utah. He has been featured on ESPN and Fox TV. He has also been an explosive ride by Stunt Magazine and has competed in the Hopper P3 competition series. He is sponsored by Airlock Footwear. He is here today for G.I. Joe's and you. Make some noise for team leader John Bevers.
I would love to be here racing, but I wouldn't be doing my job trying to get a ride in the camcorder paddock. I'd be working on my go-kart all weekend long, as everybody knows. And but I'd love to be out there banging.
Yeah, give it up one more time for Johnny Utah. Right on, Portland. Thank you very much. Since you guys have decided to join us out here today, G.I. Joe's and Airwalk Footwear have both given us permission to give away a bunch of free Airwalk stuff.
Trying to get the opportunity.
Right on, but before we give that free stuff away, we'd like to point something out. To show you guys are...
What you hear when you drive down the road? Sounds like we're in the pits.
who drives the 51, is the owner of Nakano's number 52 with the Lobo with Honda Power, and of course, Bridgestone tires, and he's out for the last track. Now back to the bit of racing. And Michael Andretti is just being finished, strapped into his car, and the mechanics are just finishing that. On goes the steering.
Here, Nakano switched cars, that's why you're seeing zeros on your scoreboard.
That's right, he is in the backup number 52 Fernandez Racing of Nakano. So again, it is D'Amata and Breck on the front row. 59.083 is the best in. And the way they ran yesterday, Newman Haas, D'Amata went out early, put up a great mark. He went out faster, and they have been very confident in what they have.
Cristiano did the prototypical fast wheel setup for the car anyway. It might be that the cars could run just as fast in the sunshine, but if the cars are set up with other weather conditions, not warmer surface. Let's go down on pit road to Bill Beer.
or perhaps neon pink all around the racetrack. You are listening to qualifying for the G.I. Joe 200 on Sports Radio 910, The Fan. And we continue on the Target Lola is coming to the pits. They're taking the tires off. They're going to put on some fresh Bridgestone.
No, this is fine.
Next to him, you think he's going to fall. He's going to move on his way in. They've got new rear springs. Here they go, everybody. Let the fun begin.
Oh, we saw that yesterday. You know, our coverage on Sports Radio 910 The Fan begins at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning with pre-race coverage, and we'll join in with race time at 12:30. We're going to give the green about 12:42 tomorrow afternoon. Bring your radio to the track for complete flag-to-flag coverage. Now let's go to the pits and Dave Bitteresi.
And Jimmy Vassar is in the pits. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with the car. That's like contact. And it looks like he's got one problem with the handling, though, because also Jimmy Vassar is changing the front springs in the used car. So it looks like major spring change. So there's perhaps
He's now sitting on the grid. Come on, Tagliani, the front two rows. Now we have 7 cars under 1 minute. Vassar up into the top 10. he did yesterday. D'Amata down the front straightaway, under the Goodyear Bridge, through the speed trap one last time. He already has the pole. He already has 2 bonus points. And his last time, very close, 58.869, but not any better than his best. Cristiano D'Amata wins both qualifying sessions and will sit on the pole for the G.I. Joe 200.
There he is.
58.679 does not challenge the track record of Max Pappas. Kenny Breck, Target Team Ganassi, will be right next to him in the time of 58.963. The only 2 guys. Speed and qualifying. These guys are all running together. This looks like a race tomorrow.
Well, it's an incredibly close grid. 58.6 for the pole, and if you go all the way down,
watch him on the big screen.
15th place. So the first 15 cars qualifying within 1 second of each other. That's why qualifying position is so important. These guys are all just about the same speed, but where you start in this race is going to have a lot to do with where you finish, because it's hard to pass somebody that's the same speed.
Dead last. They can see that's Danny Glover, Roger Glover. That's the guy I
Here they come again.
Representing George Moreland Plumbing, for the love of quality plumbing,
Jim Franson will utter the most famous words in racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
And the 26 sports cars fire the engines up. It comes to life. We're ready for 30 minutes of racing in the George Moreland Invitational.
And here we go. It is the George Moreland Sports Car Invitational. The chance for us to see some of our local SCCA drivers on track in a wide variety, a cornucopia of cars, somehow firing over a second faster than the rest of the field. Dave Pinaresi, you've been looking forward to this one, huh?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. You know, the fastest GT qualifier, Gary Bachman, it looks like he's on the pole for this race, doesn't it? You know, of course, Littlefitter always has the ability of picking which side he wants to start on. Scotty B. White in that big GTS Corvette. He picked the outside pole.
Scotty B on the outside.
Scotty B on the outside. So, we're out to see. I think the only controversy here is Scotty B going to take off and try to jet away from Gary? And can Gary mainly
represent guys that just have ordinary jobs and on the weekends go racing, and this shows that you can do it.
Some of these cars, yes, Scotty B. White, though, has a transporter that is second to none in the paddock area this weekend.
Well, yeah, Scotty's transporter would be home in a Trans Am race or something like
Absolutely.
that. But a lot of these guys don't want to open trailers behind their pickup that they drive to work.
Pace car is in. Pace car going to the pits right now, and we have two lines of cars. Coming down very nicely towards Dave Bell. Smaller field than expected. They were hoping for 56 cars. Looks like we got about 24. Valtinetti pulled out to pass almost immediately as they came down towards start fitting.
New car, can't count him out. He was a good runner a week ago as they head up and down turn number 9. And of course, that's Brad McAllister, a winner last week in his class.
Well, they made it through the festival. Let's see how they sort out now. Completing lap number 1. Remember, we're on the clock for a 30-minute race, and it is Scotty B. White and Cindy Lux. Cindy jumping into that early lead and leading early. She doesn't have the horsepower, but she's definitely got the handling of that car. And, you know, if she can get up front, she's going to change the field. Now, let's look for that number 1 of Valentinetti. Well, he's already crept up from the back of the field, which was about 25th. He is in 16th place already. So Steve Valentinetti making the big move as we complete lap number 1.
Craig Hill is trying to make a move on the inside.
Picked up 15 positions. And he is moving up very quickly and steadily as we come around. Go to complete lap number 2. We have a 1-group breakaway, and then the second group, and then that'll be the group Valentinetti is in.
Well, Valentinetti's got to be careful. He's got a lot of cars to get through. And of course, as he gets closer to the front, the cars get more similar to his own speed, and they're going to get a lot faster to pass. This is a big field to work your way through. Almost 30 minutes is a fair amount of time to do it, but he's still got to catch 2 more groups in front of him.
I am absolutely amazed. Frank McKinnon, Bill Few now passing the 33 of McKinnon. Meanwhile, being chased down in that number 24, that is David Allen, and there goes Valentinetti, and Valentinetti blows his doors off midway down the backstretch, so 1 more spot up towards the front by Valentinetti. Yeah, that'll bring him up to 13th place, so the move up continues. But again, he's got to get through another whole group of cars and then chase down the leader. So this is going to take a few laps.
We are going to have a pass for 2 positions by Scotty B. White coming down the main straightaway as he got around both Cindy Lux and Gary Bachman. Now the battle for second spot is Lux on the outside, Bachman on the inside. Coming down through turn 3, Bachman is able to pull it. Lux is going to drive from the inside, going down to turn 4. Not an opportunity there. White has made the pass for the overall lead. Bachman is right in behind. Lux still trying to hold on for some kind of contact there. Bachman is right in behind White now. Even 10, Scotty B. White just with a slim lead over Gary Bachman. Bachman closing up under braking. Cindy Lux managing to keep it tight. And surprisingly, the pace is moderate enough that Porsche, number 38, is managing to keep track with him. Craig Hillis, I'm very impressed with his driving. Oh, he's doing a great job in that 944, and you watch some of the antics that are going on the racetrack with the lead Corvette and Gary Bachman. I mean, they're going down the straightaway, and he's trying to break Bachman's draft as he drives down, and all this driving around is really slowing that lead group up, and Hillis is coming up in that 944 turbo. Well, slowing up that lead group might be part of the idea. Steve Valenzinetti, meanwhile, cutting turn 11 completely out of the equation. He decided to pass a car going through the grass. Worked pretty well, too. Don't try that in the wet, Steve. Get him up to 11th place now as we complete lap number 4, and we have 19 minutes left to take that.
Went into the Arco barrier with the right front first. It's spun all the way around. It has come to rest on the inside, or excuse me, the outside of turn number 9, or the entrance of turn number 9, on the asphalt. So right now, the corner workers are trying to get to the scene, and his car's still going on by. We've got a yellow out here. We have not gone full course yellow at this point. Very hard. One of the hardest hits we've seen on the outside of the racetrack. We've seen them on the inside, but right now, full yellow. And we have gone full yellow. So we'll wait for any further condition back here. We'll report it to you as soon as we get it, Bob.
Well, it's a shame. He was driving a great race. Hopefully everything's going to work out okay there. A nice, clean, prepared car. As far as race strategy, this is all right.
That's very good news here. We're just completing lap number 5, and now we are under yellow. And again,
Before, he's about 15 car lengths back of him as he heads on down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Scotty B. White now pulling away a bit from Bachman on the straightaways, but Bachman's able to close it back up in the twisty part of the race course.
now Blizzard is rejoining the race now. He is fired up in the pits, and he will stay on the lead lap. So we still have 22 cars remaining. This is only lap number 10, and only 10 minutes left in the race. And Gary Bachman knocking him on the back door of Scotty B. White as we indeed get to that fast and furious stage of things. Looking back.
Blizzard heads to off and start finish. He pulled off behind the wall, so he is off the track and out of the pit right now. Here comes White coming down into turn 1. Bachman now side by side are Lux and Boisel. They're banging doors. They're spinning sideways. They're both off the track. Boisel is backwards. Lux is going to... They hit 3 times coming through the...
Battle into the circus complex. It is Scotty B. White and Gary Bachman. Well, going into the weekend, this is what we expected from these two. And Bachman again tucks up behind the 37. Looking at turn number 12. Let himself be pulled along down the front straightaway. And again, Valenzinetti lurking in fourth, but he's got a lot of ground to make up. And time is growing very short. 11 laps complete and only 8.5 minutes remaining.
Heading into turn 1 is again White with the advantage. Bachman though closing it right up. Once they get into the turns, it doesn't take Gary Bachman long to those radial tires to close it right up. He can turn that car very, very nicely. Meanwhile, Cindy Lux continues on with not a whole lot of damage on the side of the car for all the contact there was. Steve Valenzinetti, after having made
Quick inspection, he's got a little damage on the front left and a little tire rub, little love tap there on the driver's door.
I can't hear what he's saying to his crew chief, but I'm pretty sure he's using big adult words.
And as Cindy Lux passes right in front of him now, Boisel goes a lap down, but looks like he's going to go back into the race. Completing lap number 12, 7 minutes exactly left on the clock.
Again, White leading Bachman into turn 1 with a 5-car length advantage. By the time they clear turn 2, it goes down to 1-car length, coming back out of 3, and so it's right back to 5 again.
Oh, look at the going, the Spa is backwards. We had a big pass on 12, and then through spins the Westfield Spa on the exit of 12. He has kept the engine fire, but he's right in front of traffic, pulls and turns back in to the pro pits there. But right before that, what a dice we had between the 15 of Greg Bell and the 22 of Will Hunholtz, and they literally had the drivers really did a pretty good job, and that was a really silly thing that Boisel did, getting out on the racetrack and not looking at the steward. Just like the start, you know, the restart of this, Valenzinetti took off down the straightaway, and obviously the green flag had not been given out yet, and so I imagine the stewards are going to have a couple of discussions at the end of this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. Boisel coming back in for another stop at the steward's discretion here, because he did blow right past the outstretched hand indicating hold, and that's a very serious signal. You got to see it. It's not the driver's option to decide whether they want to follow that direction or not.
That's a safety issue. Now, I've noticed the number 1 who really slid backwards this last time around. I mean, by the way, it was McKinnon also involved. It wasn't Hunholtz, it was McKinnon.
job of getting up in the rumble strips and coming back into play. Working lap 14 now, 5 minutes and change left in the race. Bill New, by the way, remains in the race right now. He did not make any contact on his spin, but the number 1 now starting to lose touch. Let's pick up the leaders.
Leader in turn number 7 with Bachman draped all over the back end.
No, it isn't, but you know, you have to give Mountain any his due.
He didn't get any qualifying, he didn't get any practice, he just unloaded the car and basically came out and raced it. So he has absolutely no idea what that car is going to do, and maybe it's not doing the right thing. He might be able to go out for a couple of laps and it's okay, and then the car gets hot or something goes off that preparation didn't take care of, and that's what we do to practice. So that's practice and qualifying is pretty important for these cars, because you know that, you know, running with radials or running with street brakes and stuff like that, that you know, you gotta come out and practice and see what's good and what isn't good. Look at this little mess that's on the front stretch right now between McKinnon on the 33, Wilson on the 11, and Bell on the 15. That was our last little get together here. They're just having a ball, fighting with each other right now. What are they going for? About 13th, 14th place right now. But hey, you know what? They're racing. And here come the leaders again. And this time Bachman able to close down a little more on Scotty B. White, just 1 car length apart as they complete number 15. So are we kind of shaping up here for a trophy dash?
It certainly looks like it's going to be close.
Scotty B just going to stand on it on the last lap and pull away from Bachman. Any takers?
He's only going to be able to get away from him by maybe 1 or 2 seconds a lap. So, you know, even if Scotty B. White's car is absolutely perfect, it's only about 2 seconds a lap quicker than Bachman's. We know how fast Bachman can go. We know how fast Lutz can go.
And we also know how fast Scotty B. White can go when his car is right.
Right now, I think he's probably just settled into this pace. He knows he can stay in front of Bachman, and I don't think we'll see him turn up the wick a lot at the end. It might be a little risky to do anyway.
Yeah, he knows how fast he has to go to win this race, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Now the George Moreland Victory Circle getting ready to roll right in front of us here in the Goodyear Tower as we work lap number 16 of the first George Moreland Invitational. A little smoke on the brakes, and turn number 11 is the 14 of Jeremy Barnes, starting to come around Darren Dilley. They are hooked up. Bill Duke still running that spot. That's about as open cockpit as you get in sports cars. I still want to know the story of Bill's Magnet that he had out here last week. A pretty cool car. Here come the leaders. Lap 16 going to be in the books. It is Scotty B. White running now about 3 or 4 car lengths ahead of Gary Bachman. Cindy Lux all alone in 3rd place. Remember, Bachman is our overall GT leader. 2nd in GT right now is Brandon McAllister. He's 5th overall. And 3rd in the GT battle is Scott Rindy, who was 8th overall.
They're on their final lap this time
For the lead. Let's take a ball.
Bachman is hung up behind traffic coming out of turn 2. That cost him 3 or 4 car lengths as he got behind Will Hummels. And so he's going to have to play catch-up now as they come to the corners. Down in turn 4, Scotty White has that Corvette rolling, and Bachman just pedaling for all he's worth, trying to get caught up over in turn 5, but he got scrubbed off quite a bit in the festival. That may be too much for him to make up against a car like White on this one.
Scotty B. White exits turn on number 6 and pulls away by a good 6 car lengths over Gary Bachman. Comes up through 7, keeps that same distance. Now we got a lap car that may come into play here. That will be the 16 of Bob Monty is down the back stretch. They may get to him just as they get to turn number 10. That may slow Scotty B. White up as they get to turn 10, and that may give Bachman the edge.
And here comes Scotty. First into, he managed to get around the traffic, and Bachman got stuck. We have a problem as we come down to the checkered flag. The number 1 car of Steve Valentinetti spins out of turn 5. He has collected up 2 other cars. It was a slow motion crash, but it's one nonetheless.
So it'll be a very careful checkered flag here for Scotty B. White. David, give it to him.
As they come down, Bachman trying to play catch-up, not able to do it. Scotty B. White wins by a couple of car lengths. And we had 2 cars in there, the number 23 of David Parker. And the number
Really shuffle the deck here. And we're going to get 3 GT cars ending up in the top 5. Finishing 4th is the number 32 of Brad McAllister. And Rindy coming around right now to 42. Going to be 5th overall. So at the very end, scrapping for position, knocks 3 of the top 10 out. And so your top 5 includes 3 GT cars. And boy, Sal does a good job of hanging tough. Although he's a lap down at this point, but continues to run strong out there, doesn't give up any ground as we come down to complete our top 10. And I'm heading down there for some Victory Circle activities. This battle for 10th is great. The 33 and the 15, McKinnon holding off these guys all day. John Wilson and the number 15 of Craig Pell and McKinnon working real hard to finish 10th.
Yeah, talk about some cars with different capabilities. That Mustang fast in a straight line, but certainly the Rabbit a lot more nimble. Maybe John Wilson, the Z-car, a combination of the two, kind of in between.
Well, John Wilson pulled just a great pass here at 12. Just a couple of